My name is Asma Elbadawi and I am a basketball player and a spoken word poet. I'm originally from Sudan. I have been in England since I was 1 year old. So basketball was something that I got into by accident. Originally, I was actually a netball player and I played netball throughout school, and then after I finished school, I wasn't able to play netball anymore. So when I went to university, I found that they had a basketball team and it was the closest thing to netball. With me, it's quite natural. Like, I've always wore the hijab while I was playing netball, and I went to a Muslim girls' school throughout my high school. So it didn't really make a difference whether I was wearing it or not. I never really noticed what other people kind of thought, or no one really pointed it out that I was different to them. So I just continued playing, and it wasn't until I realized that there was an actual ban on hijab in basketball that I realized that, you know, actually just because I'm comfortable with wearing the hijab doesn't mean the rest of society is. Originally, I remember when I was really young, I actually wore the hijab to cover my hair because I have curly hair. So I remember like the young kids in the playground sort of laughing at my curly hair, and I knew that I looked different from a young age. So I've always had this odd relationship with sort of being Muslim and being black, because I grew up in a predominantly Arabic community and a Pakistani and Bangladeshi community also. I play sports and that's my identity, not the hijab. The hijab is just something that I grew up with and it's a part of me. So when someone asks me about the hijab, I always feel like I have to try and identify with it and try and kind of give it a personality or relate it to me in some way, but I tend to not think about it at all. Initially, when we first came to England, we lived in a very white area up until the age of about 8 or 9, and I never experienced racism at all. I used to play with the other kids, and you know, like they'd always offer me sausages and stuff, and I'd have to be like, I'm so sorry, I can't eat it, I'm a Muslim. And then I moved from this area that the kids just saw me as a kid to this new area that was kind of a lot of Asians. The school was very mixed, and the first sort of thing I heard, or the stuff that they used to say to me, were basically like blackjack and the N-word and go back to Africa, and I was shocked because up until then I'd never experienced racism, and I was a child, so I didn't understand why it was directed towards me. I'm trying to be careful with what I say because I don't want to offend people, but I genuinely feel like a lot of the kids that I went to school with, they repeated things that their parents said, and their parents repeat things that their parents said. So these kids didn't really understand why they were being like mean to someone that was a different color. They just saw that person as different and bad, because, you know, you get a lot of mothers who kind of want their sons to marry, you know, lighter skinned girls, etc. So there's this idea that, you know, only light skinned people are beautiful and others aren't. So I feel like in a way, because it's so ingrained in them, it's going to take them a long, long time to get out of that.
Keep the faith.